inna rabbak. Check out what it said. Rabb, many people translate this word as Lord, but the one who sustains us, the cherisher, the educator. Allah is the one who has given everything. He has allowed us to reach our maturity, to be able to think. This is our Rabb. Inna rabbaka sari'ul iqab. Allah, and verily, your Rabb is swift in iqab, punishment. See it? Wa innahu, wow. What's the wow, Ali?
Which one? I'll see where you at.
See where we at? Where? Conjunction. Well, and then go ahead. Wa innahu. And so innahu, right? Everybody see it? And what? So wow's just joining. And innahu. Who's who? Rabb. Inna rabbaka. What about him? Look what it says though now. La. Ghafurur Rahim. Y'all don't pick up the difference yet. I don't want to say it until you get it. The first part of the ayat, Allah is talking about what? Remember we said Allah always talk about, he talked about one thing, he talked about punishment, and then he came back now to about mercy. So in the first part of the ayat, he says he's what? Quick in what? But he put the emphasis only on Rabbah, Rabb. He says, Allah, indeed your Rabb is Sari'ul Iqab. He's swift in punishment. Then he said, wa innahu, meaning indeed your Rabb. He said what now? La. You see the lamb now? Now it's putting emphasis on who that Allah is Ghafurur Rahim, that he is forgiving and merciful. Allah would rather forgive us than to have punish us. This is the ayat now. One part of the ayat, Allah doesn't mention the lamb after inna, because we said if you have inna, there are two things that go with inna. Inna already intensifies the noun that comes after. So that's happening on both sides of the equation. On the punishment side and on the forgiveness side. Okay? On the punishment side, Allah just says, indeed, your Rabb is quick in punishing. No emphasis on quick in punishing. But then go to the other side now of the mercy. Indeed, your Rabb, the emphasis, La Ghafurur Rahim. Now, emphasis is being put on Allah is merciful and forgiving. So the meaning of this in Arabic is that although Allah says that he's quick, but he would rather exercise mercy now, compassion to the believers. Ali's still struggling to get it.
No, I got it.
You see it? Abdul Muhammad, you understand? You see the difference? Sisters who looking at it? Sheikh Harun, you see the difference? Okay, so everybody understand that. A lot of times in the Quran, Allah is going to always mention things in parallels. If he mentions something about the bad, it can be 2, 3, I don't know when, but it's coming. The next ayat is going to talk about the opposite side of that. Allah is never going to just always talk about the bad. So that way, Allah says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. So that now you can think about it. You can make a clear, conscious choice. What do you want? You either want this or you want that. It's black and white. You either want the good life, right? The joy, right? You want to be, worry-free, or you want to have the other side, the opposite. But Allah always gives us the choice. And so that's why many times in the Quran, Allah here mentions something, and then he come back with its opposite. If he mentions something about the unbelievers, he gonna come back and then mention something about the believers. If he mentions something about hellfire, he gonna come back and mention something about paradise. If he mentions something about punishment, he gonna come back and mention something about mercy. That's how Allah does. And sometimes what happens, those small things which are monumental in Arabic, they go unnoticed in English. Because a lot of times, and I'm going to say it like this here, if we want to translate the Quran or put it, we need to take on that task so that we can express meaning, because we all speak the same language. We need to express that. Not have other people, humble it out for their efforts, but we can best express what we need for our own needs, as opposed to someone else talking on our behalf. And when we was, young and whatnot, some of you did it, right? Got guilty of it, send a dude to talk to the girl for you, and he ended up with her. Right, that's what happened, right? Should have stepped up your game, player. Right? But I just really wanted to really share with you a few things, why is, I don't know any other horse to beat other than this learning language. If these things, we ask Allah to really put it in your hearts and your minds to put together a program and a plan to learn this valuable language. It will bring you closer to Allah. Even for me, when I read this, I couldn't believe it. I had to stop. I just had to close the Quran and just go sit down somewhere. Actually, I made a sajda because it was that powerful for me when I read it. When I realized what it was saying. I'm saying, wow, look at that. Allah says He is Inna Rabbaka Sari'ul Iqab. And then the very next thing He says, Innahu Laghafur Rahim. And now we want Allah's mercy. And we're not even talking about the difference between Ghafur. That all has degrees and meanings and whatnot. It's the difference between Ghafir, Ghafur. Difference in meanings. Difference. It's unbelievable the wealth or the amount of the plethora of information that you get from the text itself that unfortunately just goes unnoticed in their translations. Just goes unnoticed. And it's not the translator's fault. It's just that they don't know the language in English that well a lot of times. And then a lot of things just can't be translated. You have to understand it. And we have to stop making excuses for not learning this language. Learn the language. We don't have to become, and all of us don't have to become Arabic scholars, but at least learn enough, learn enough that you can understand some basic things. Words keep repeating themselves over and over and over again. We should learn those basic words that's being recited, that's being said, that's being mentioned. And after, Allah knows best, maybe after 2-3 years of some strong dedication and work, you'll be on a good foundation. But not to do anything with the language, not to make any attempt to learn the language, it's clear up to you. I don't know. I don't know how. I'm glad we don't have. I tried to read the English, and I just found it was very weighty on me trying to read this and follow it in English. I just found it very weighty on me. And not that I don't. Very real. Will I pick up an English translation of Quran and read it? I may pick one up just for confirmation about what something means, and then I have to throw it because it's not what it said. And after a long, I go straight to tafsir to see what it means. I really don't know how it's done. I'm baffled. But we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq. The tawfiq is that type of assurance that we can do this and we can, if we rely on Allah. Again, the goal should be to get closer to Allah. That should be the goal, not to become Arabs. We're not Arabs. Looking in this room, unless we black men and women from the hoods. That's who we are. We're not Arabs. And even that, the bad thing, because the Arabic language is the language, it's a noble language. And nothing wrong with English, but the Quran is in Arabic. It is in Arabic for a reason. Allah says, so that you can take reason, so you can think about things. It gives you something to think about. The wow mentioned in one spot, and then it's not mentioned another time. Sometimes Allah uses a plural, then He don't use a plural. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. And all these things are in Arabic. We can go on and on and on, but we know we have to end, inshallah. Okay? Well, inshallah, we hopefully, inshallah, that we take some benefit. All of us get some benefit, inshallah ta'ala, and may Allah ta'ala, give us all the ability to increase our knowledge in it. The taqwa of him, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I guess we're gonna make Maghrib now. But what I wanted to say is that I take class. I've learned so much from Sheikh Harun. He beats me in the head all the time, asking me questions that I don't know the answers to because I don't know the language well enough to answer him. But he always tells me what's going on. And I take class with Khalifa. And the thing I wanted to say is one thing real quick is that when I first saw Arabic, it looked like I didn't know what that was. I said, "There's no way possible, humanly possible, that me from Philly is going to be able to read whatever these things are all over the place." But then I took the time and I wanted to do it, and now I can read. And from taking his classes, and I can be a witness, not just from him, that it opens up your iman. You're able to truly understand. And what I understand is very minuscule compared to what he understands, compared to what's in it. But you can really begin to understand a lot more what Allah is saying to you, and to know directly what Allah said, and not what somebody who doesn't per se really know your language and how to represent it. It's a difficulty. And I just want to say, did you have anything else to say, Sheikh Harun?
No, I was just saying it can't be. The Quran cannot be translated. And you see so many examples of it. There's ayats where, it's an ayat that says, fu'ad and qalb in the same ayat. But when they translate it, they have to say heart for both of them. If Allah wanted to say the same thing, he would have said the same thing. But it ain't going to be like that. You know what I mean? And they're going to translate nafs and ruh. They're going to say soul. If you say raiba and shakka, it's doubt, but it's a big difference between the two words. So, I mean, you just got to learn the subtleties, the nuances of words, man. And probe into it. Like I said, fucked up.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا تقبل منا إنك سميع العليم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك